times, which we gladly did. We fix foundations right. We treat people with respect. We charge a fair price. That's our recipe for success.
Integrity, honesty, unbeatable quality. Children's Brothers Foundation Repair.
I'm Paul Stell, and Project Destiny is proud to endorse Gary Bourne for County Judge because he fights for the lives of our unborn children.
Gary Bourne was a strong advocate for Lubbock Sanctuary City every step of the way.
But our current leadership turned their back on our precious unborn when they refused to get involved.
Gary Bourne will lead Lubbock County with his Christian conservative values, and he will stand up for our religious freedom.
Join me in Project Destiny in voting for pro-life champion Gary Bourne.
Friday through Monday only at Ashley's President's Day Early Access Sale. Save 25% off your first item plus 20% off the rest of your purchase. Or get 0% interest for 5 years with no money down. 4 days only at Ashley.
Looking for something to follow? Grab your phone, call your friends, and follow the most watched news station on the South Plains on social. Stay in the know and follow KCBD on Instagram.
Here's HealthWise with Karen McKay.
You've probably heard by now that Bob Saget's death is blamed on a head injury with no drugs or alcohol involved. The 65-year-old actor, who was loved as the dad on Full House, was found dead in a Florida hotel room a month ago. The family said last night that he must have hit his head on something, thought nothing of it, and went to sleep. Dr. John Norbury is a physiatrist who specializes in the study of head injuries at the Texas Tech Health Sciences Center. So today I asked him, does that mean sleep is dangerous after a head injury? And the answer is, it depends.
I think that when people are by themselves, that's what the danger is.
If you are alone and suffer a head injury, Dr. Norbury says, call a neighbor or a friend and tell them.
Because sometimes when folks have brain injuries, the person might not notice that there's a change, but somebody else will.
That other person might notice a personality change, confusion, drowsiness, trouble with balance, blurry vision, or even fluid coming from the nose or ears. Any of those after a head injury would indicate a need for medical attention, especially if that person is already taking blood thinners.
They're more likely to have bleeding in the brain, and that can lead to a much worse outcome and a much more severe injury. That is something that would make it a better idea to call your physician or go to the emergency department.
So what about children who may run into something or suffer a head injury in sports? Dr. Norbury says in the case of a child's developing brain, the effects of a brain injury may show up much later and get blamed for something else.
A child may have difficulty concentrating at school or trouble sleeping or a depressed mood. And often these children will be labeled with attention deficit disorder or depression or something like that, when in fact the underlying cause is a brain injury or repeated concussions.
Bottom line, Dr. Norbury says head injuries are not something to brush aside, but tell a friend or your pediatrician if you're concerned about a child or any teen in sports.
When they're on the football team or that sort of thing, and they get these injuries, realizing that they are brain injuries and there can be long-term consequences. And, you know, working with your healthcare provider to come up with the right plan to manage that in a safe way.
And he says, remember that helmets and seatbelts can help prevent head injuries. Now, one of the nicest things that you can do for Valentine's Day is show love to someone living with Alzheimer's or dementia. And thanks to a program underway now by the Alzheimer's Association and supported here by West Tex Federal Credit Union, this is so easy. We are all asked to donate $10 to the Love Conquers Alls campaign. And the link on your screen is also at kcbd.com. And for that donation, a handmade Valentine will be delivered to someone with dementia in a nursing home in Lubbock or this area. But please hurry, because Valentine's Day is this Tuesday, and that's the deadline for this heartfelt effort.
Coming up, Red Raider great Zach Thomas learned if he will enter the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
And LCU battled West Texas A&M and Canyon. Sports is next.
Cheer on Team USA in the Winter Olympics.